This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, hello there. Stop Cutter Dummy. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, March the 4th, was a former basketball player and who actually was mayor of Sacramento for 8 years, becoming the first African American to be mayor of Sacramento. He played in the NBA for Cleveland and Phoenix. His 12-year career, he was a three-time All-Star, and he was a great Pac-10 player for the University of California at Berkeley. Uh, he launched some education initiatives while being mayor of Sacramento, Stand Up in Sacramento Reads, and actually managed to keep the Sacramento Kings in Sacramento instead of being in Anaheim or even Seattle. So, kind of a dick, don't you think? But anyway, Kevin Johnson is his name. So, he went to the University of Cal, Berkeley, He was a great player. He was the school's all-time leader in assists. He was one of the best players from being a Cal Golden Bear. Sure to do Raheem comes to mind, Jason Kidd comes to mind, and Lamont Murray comes to mind. So yeah, Cal was a decent team. Unfortunately, Cal didn't get to the NCAA tournament, but they got NIT bids instead. Kevin Johnson's number 11 was retired by the Cal Golden Bears. He could have played for Oakland as a shortstop, but he didn't do so well. In his senior season, he was picked in the 1987 NBA draft 7th overall by Cleveland. He was not the first point guard. That was Kenny Smith, the first point guard to be taken, and that was by Sacramento. Irony of irony. So Kevin Johnson was picked by Cleveland. Phoenix went second and took Aaron Gilliam from UNLV, which was a gigantic bust. The Nets took Dennis Hobson from Ohio State, and the Clippers took Reggie Williams from Georgetown. Flops, so 3 straight flops. Second, third, fourth. Of course, David Robinson was picked first overall. Scottie Pippen picked fifth. So, all that. So, yeah. Kevin Johnson was made to be the backup point guard to Mark Price for the Cavs. Strange as it sounded, the Cavs decided to trade Kevin Johnson to Phoenix alongside Mark West, Tyrone Corbin, and a draft pick for Larry Nance, Mike Sanders, and a future draft pick. So, Cleveland really wanted some toughness with Larry Nance. Well, he did okay and all that. He was named the 1989 Most Improved Player Award in his sophomore year, which was good. In fact, this was the first of 3 straight seasons Johnson had 20 points, 10 assists by average, showing Oscar Robertson and Isaiah Thomas. Yes, the Detroit Isaiah Thomas. Anyway, Kevin Johnson's first 7 years in Phoenix, full years in Phoenix, the Suns had the best regular season, had won the most regular season games, but no titles. They only had one trip to the final, and that was 93. So anyway, KJ was part of the All-Star game 3 times, 90, 91, 94, all that. Kevin Johnson had some clutch performances. In 1990, they shocked the Lakers in the conference semifinals. 91, they looked decent and all that. Kevin Johnson made the playoffs every year after his rookie season, reversing the fortunes of the terrible Phoenix Suns, as they call it. In 93, he and Charles Barkley helped the Suns get to the NBA Finals by posting 62 wins. Sadly, though, the Bulls would take him down in 6 games. But Kevin Johnson did pretty well. And he even played 62 minutes in Game 3. Now, a lot of people are like, wait a minute, isn't a basketball game 48 minutes? Yeah, but remember, Game 3 in 93 was a triple overtime thriller, which Danny Ainge stole the show for the Suns, taking care of the Bulls. Unfortunately, well, he had a undiagnosed sports hernia, but his sports hernias would be huge and all that because of the strains stemming from the hernias from the groin, hamstring, quads, and muscle strains. Kevin Johnson missed 109 regular season games in his 4 years with Barkley. There were some hidden hernias. But Kevin Johnson still was a good postseason player because of hernias. Anyway, Kevin Johnson even played in '94 at the World Championships of basketball in Toronto and won the gold medal with them. That's pretty amazing and all that. Kevin Johnson would retire in '98, but he would come back in 2000 to help the Suns out in the playoffs. They won their first playoff series in 5 years, but then they lost to the Lakers. He retired for the second time and final time, and his number 7 was retired by the Suns. So yeah, he came back in 2000, playing 6 games for them in the regular season. Anyway, 17.9 points per game, 9.1 assists per game. He was a good distributor of the ball from '89 to '93. Playoffs, 105 games, including that 2000 comeback, quote unquote. 19.3 points per game, 8.9 assists. So he was good. He had a few playoff runs with Phoenix, helping them out. And while still an NBA player, Kevin Johnson founded St. Hope, Hope, helping others pursue excellence, being an after-school program for kids in Sacramento, California. So you really like Sacramento and all that. And then he decided to run for mayor of Sacramento in 2008. And he got a lot of support and all that. Anyway, so Kevin Johnson and Heather Fargo had to go to a runoff and all that. And in the end, Kevin Johnson beat Fargo 57 to 41%. So he would launch a lot of initiatives as the mayor and all that to help about illiteracy and all that. He ended up winning the mayorship in 2012, getting it back. And anyway, he did what he could for the city of Sacramento. Unfortunately, there were a lot of investigations and all of that. There was a high school investigation that Kevin Johnson had some actions with the student. But Johnson's actions were ill-advised, were not illegal. And St. Hope Academy's misuse of AmeriCorps funds and all that. And Sacramento really couldn't receive federal stimulus funds. Of course, he had his sexual assault and harassment allegations in 1995. And there was a video supposed to do something and all of that. So Johnson married a former chancellor of the school system for the District of Columbia in 2011. Now, there was supposed to be a 30 for 30 about Kevin Johnson helping Sacramento keep their basketball team because of, the rumors that Sacramento was going to leave Northern California and go somewhere else, maybe to Anaheim or maybe to Seattle. But he helped keep the Kings of Sacramento, even though Sacramento really can't make the playoffs. The last time they made the playoffs was 2006, right? So Sacramento has had a very hard luck team. I think they should move again. Although that the Kings franchise started out in Rochester as the Rochester Royals, then moved to Kansas City, become the Kansas City Kings, and then the team moved to Sacramento because of how popular the indoor soccer league was. Kind of weird how a basketball NBA team was kicked out by indoor soccer, but it happened. Sacramento's been keeping everything afloat, and that puzzles me quite a bit. But can you do? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.